Hello everyone. I'm gonna do some practice for the. I thought we might as well have a warm up because I think some people might like to have a little practice of this daily race C. We might do a bit of daily race B before tomorrow because I think a lot of people might be struggling tomorrow. A lot of people might be put off by doing this race tomorrow. So let's see how it's gonna pan out. Let's see if it's worth risking. I'm gonna do it on my other account because I don't care about that account. Hello everyone in the chat, by the way. Nice to see you all here nice and early. Yeah, I'm going to do it on my other account. I'm going to not set a time on my other account. I'll probably set a time on my main account for the sake of doing for a track guide. But I'll start from the back of the grid tomorrow, which should be quite entertaining in the rain. I think it's a no stopper, so I think I know what car I'm going to use for that and what car I'll use for the time trial. My prediction is the Ford GT. I think the Audi will be fast over a lap, but I think the Ford GT will be better in the race because of the ability to overtake and the straight line speed. So, be interesting to see how that works out. Obviously, the Ford GT did get slightly lower power, but it also got made lighter, so quite a nice car to drive. But, I'm going to jump on this, see how it is. Have a bit of fun. Tomorrow I'll be having some fun starting from the back of the grid as well. Don't know what time I'll be starting the stream tomorrow night because the missus is on a late night, but it'll probably be about 8 o'clock, something like that, when I start the stream. And we'll probably just do maybe Daily Race C and maybe the odd race and Daily Race B. Let's load this up. I need to get my gloves on. I need to tweet the stream out as well. I forgot. I was supposed to be doing the BenQ challenge today competition, but we had people round and dinner wasn't done till 5:30, so I couldn't. There was no way of me even doing the qualifying round, which was a bit unfortunate because I really wanted to win the second place prize, which was a BenQ monitor. But obviously, with people round, it would have been rude to just say, "Oh, I'm just going upstairs." So I couldn't do it, unfortunately. So I thought we'll do this in the night. Let me. Oh, actually, I forgot to do that. GT's what daily race practice. G4. Quickly, we're gonna have the lobby open to most people. What did I set it at? Let me just double check this. I've got to check the settings as well because I haven't checked these yet. So if you're driver rated C and minimum sportsmanship of A, so it's pretty much open to most people. So feel free to join. What am I writing on here? YouTube instead of you. So I put that back in charge because my phone's absolutely knackered. It needs a new phone. Doesn't even charge. It's so frustrating. Charge, you bag of shite. Not gonna charge, but crazy. I mean, like, why? I'm not saying why would they hear. I'm saying why would they have heard you? Because what have you done to make them? I don't get what you mean. Like, why would they have said, "All right, he said this, so we won't do it"? I don't understand what you've done to even. Like, I don't know I really don't know where you're coming from. That's what I mean. Because I don't see how they would have ever have even known what you've said. But daily race warm up. 8 laps. It is 8 laps. Right, has anyone got? I think my phone's gonna die before I double check these settings. Can't remember what daily race A is, but daily race B is Bathurst in Group 4, 3 laps. I mean, if that was 5 laps, I'd say it might be worth. I mean, I might do it like a couple of times, but yeah. Daily race C is what we're doing now in the wet at Tokyo. So let me find settings just to make sure I've got them right. I don't know whether it's night or day, so we're gonna practice both. We'll just keep swapping it from night to day, etc. I don't know, Antomics. I mean, you would think with all the positivity around the new FIA races being much more entertaining, that they might have thought, hang on a minute, let's mix these daily races up. Hopefully they will do eventually. Where the bloody hell is my tweet with the settings on there? Okay, so ×2 ×4. Yeah. 8 laps, that's correct. Okay, I've got it all. It's all there. So I'll create this lobby now. Feel free to join if you want to join in. And we'll get this on the way. Let me make sure I save these settings as well. Group 4 is race B. It'll be probably Jag, Mustang, maybe even the Peugeot Group 4 car, something like that might be good around there. I don't know. Right, so let me just set these up, save settings. Right, that. Yeah, go, just in case it crashes. I'm sure that the Peugeot is pretty decent there, to be fair. I've got a bad feeling that the Peugeot is quite competitive, or the TT, the Audi TT. Let's jump out in these wet conditions, see what this car... See, I think this car's going to be good now because they've lowered the weight of it, so it's a bit more friendly to drive, and they've also lowered the power. So that makes it even more drivable. But it's still going to be a fast car down the streets, so we'll have to see. Also, the gearing, the way the car handles on downshifts as well should suit this as well. We'll have to see. So we'll try the night version as well. We'll switch the settings because it's definitely the heavy rain setting. It's not going to be the intermediate. Oh, wall there. The Ford feels nice around here, to be fair. Oh, I can see so many people binning this tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people making mistakes. Yeah, I'll be doing this on my second account because there's no way I'm risking this race on my main account. I like the way that the thing with this car that's going to help it is when you put the foot down, like, it doesn't, like, the power isn't instant, it's quite progressive, so it stops a lot of wheel spin with this car. So I think this car should be fairly good in these conditions. I know it was good at the Red Bull Ring, so I have to see. I need to move this mic. Got to change gear there. No, I don't know. The F1 GTR might be okay. I don't know, though. I don't know what that car's like in the wet. It probably would be okay, actually, thinking about it. Might be worth a try, that, as well. It's just that car gets a bit of understeer through corners, though. That's the only problem with that car. The Ford GT's a bit better through fast corners, I think. Yeah, this is Group 3. It's quite scary because you can't really push too hard, but you've got to try and push. But in these conditions, it's not easy. Oh, shit! No, M6 is FR. You don't use FR cars in the rain. They're terrible. You want to be using an MR car. I think maybe the Lamborghini might be worth a try, but I think this is personally. I think I'm gonna try racing from the back with this car. I think this is gonna be a good choice. Oh, I slowed down into the final corner, shite. Now, it's bloody engaged the clutch. That's so annoying, that. The Porsche should be good, but I don't think the Porsche should be good enough down this straight for time trial. I think in time trial, you're going to want to use a car that's got a bit more acceleration in it. Although the traction from that car might help it out. I really don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think tyre wear is going to be any issue in this race. We've got, what, 8 laps? I've done 2 here, an outlap and look at the tyre wear. Literally, there's nothing there. So tyre wear is not going to be a problem. I finished 4th. It wasn't really great, Atomics. I was a bit annoyed because, again, I got held up in dirty air behind the Oscaro driver. NJ, whatever his name is, I don't know. But it's annoying because I definitely had the pace to get a win in at least one of the slots, because I in practice I'd done it in is it 26-25 or something like that. So I was a bit frustrated, but it was just one of them. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. Sometimes I didn't really hit a good qualifying lap at all, so that was partly to blame. And if I would have gone for an undercut in the first race, I could have picked up a good result. Even if I undercut in the second race, actually, I think I should have undercut in the second race, and I could have possibly have got a P3, or even a challenge for a P2. But I would have been in dirty air, so it would have been probably a P3. Rick was, I know what he's doing. I've caught on to, I've realised he's doing a trick, right? If you go to one of my old videos on Project Cars, I did it. There was a Project Cars competition. I was involved, obviously, for esports. And it was driving one of the hybrid LMP1 cars around Silverstone. And if you watch what I was doing with the brakes through the corners, everyone was doing it, obviously, to gain more hybrid. I didn't even think of trying it out on this game because I didn't think it'd work, but it does. If you ride the brake while on the accelerator, like going through to the corner, it builds up more. It's like going to give you more boost, and it works on this game. I watched the replay, and that's what Rick was doing. So that's what you need to do for future hybrid races. You've got to basically ride the brakes through the corners. It's really weird how you do it. I'll have to try and find that video off my channel. I don't know where it'll be. It'll be in the Project Cars. It'll probably be in Logitech G competition, like time trial event or something like that. And I think it was Silverstone driving either the Audi or the Toyota. I can't remember. No, I didn't do manufacturer. I don't really like the track, so I just left that. No, it wasn't the 138 lap. We got it down to 135. Yeah, it was after that. It won't be much longer after that. But we managed to get that lap down to 135. Or it might have even been one. I think it was a 135.1 I did. I think that is. I mean, this is my get. This was a long time ago that I did this competition, but I think it was a 135.1. 138 was when we wasn't using the hybrid technique, and then we managed to get it. We kept getting the lap time down. What's the matter? He's done what? What things? Where's Mommy? He's crying about something? God knows what she's going on about. Right, so... Oh shit, I brake late there. No, stop. Oh, this Ford feels really well balanced around here, to be fair. I think this is going to be a good car for the track. We'll start a little, let's just see actually, what have I got the settings at? Because what we'll do for qualifying, to try and give you practice for the time trial tomorrow, what we'll do is in qualify, let's just set up, right, let's just do this. Then what I'll do is I'll change this to, say, 8 minutes. And we'll set this just as off and off. So that we're basically doing time trial settings for the qualifying. And then, I know it's not the same as the race, but that's how the qualifying will be tomorrow. It will give people a chance to test out the time trial ability of cars as well. So let's go back to track and we'll start this in a minute. You okay, Zany, mate? How are you? So even though they took this power off the Ford, but made it 1% lighter, the car's still strong. I mean, he's getting a slipstream from that car in front, and look. This Ford's still just going to breeze past him like no issue. A lot of people are obviously going to be using the Porsche because it's an easier car to drive around here, but I don't think it'll be the strongest car if I'm honest. I thought we're going to do these tomorrow because we've got no FIA this week, so let's start this qualifying in a minute anyway. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's start this qualifying practice then, and then we'll go into the race. Yeah, the Porsche should be good if you can stay in the slipstream, but the Ford's really well, like the gearing really helps it in the wet. That's why it did so well in the manufacturer race. The gearing really suits. It might not be great over one lap at Rebel Ring, but in terms of the ease of how to drive it, it's really stable. Let me out! Let me out! I think we've got an FIA race here at some point in the future. So, I should be okay in the Porsche there. No worries, Dan. They need to get rid of that sound off the car when you're following. Like, that's too loud, that. It's easy in the slipstream at the moment, but... The Audi will be strong as well. The Audi R8 should be fairly strong, but I think it loses about... 6 tenths down the straight. Something like that. But then if it's in a slipstream, again... That car will be good. Oops. I kind of don't want to be in the slipstream for the... I don't know, actually. Will it be worth doing? But then... No, I kind of want a clean lap. Let's back off here. I want to practice... I just want to practice being on my own, like clean lap for the time trial tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be chaos, but it'll be fun though, starting from the back of the grid tomorrow. I'm going to do it on my other account. I'm not doing that on my main account, obviously. I'll start on my YouTube account. I'll just start at the back of the grid, and we'll just see if we can get a good result. Just try it out. So as long as I get over the line with 4:30, I think it is, I should be able to do 3 laps, I think. Yep, plenty of penalties, but when you're driving on your other account, you don't give a shit, do you? Plus, I think a lot of people, you'll find, right, this is the annoying thing about tomorrow. I don't think it'll be that popular. I think you'll find the lobby being very, you'll have like C and D drivers maybe in racing. Well, maybe not D, but you might have the odd C rated driver in the lobbies because people just don't want to, they just won't want to risk it on their accounts. But that's why if you play GC Sport, you should really create, oh, why is there a car behind me there? You should really create a second account. Watch Antomix lose all his ratings tomorrow now. Yeah, but I'll be starting at the back tomorrow though. That's the worrying thing. He's got my slipstream there. Trying to rob my slipstream for the straight look. I'm a bit worried about into the braking zone here. I hope he brakes early. Oops. This Ford feels really nicely balanced for the wet. I could take well more, like loads more speed through some of these corners. I'm just being a bit gentle at the moment, just trying to get used to it. This is daily race. This isn't neither of them. We're just practicing daily race, as the title states. I did put a title on the video, didn't I? I'm just making sure. I'll have to check that. Sure I did. Mindless people in A lobbies. Yeah, I mean, you just got to work your way out of them. In terms of ADR, it's not too bad. You just want to get your SR to S. Ah! Too scared to put the power down. Sorry! Sorry! I mean, if it was a race, I'd wait, but it's qualifying. So I'm carrying on. I take a different line through there, though, to be fair. But I think he's in an FR car. You don't really want to be in an FR. Oh, shit, I didn't change it. You don't really want to be in an FR car for this. Right, let's try and we can definitely go faster then, because that kind of lost me a bit of time there. Sorry, whatever you... I don't even know who that was. I can't see him on the list, but sorry, by the way. Wasn't deliberate. Try and brake a bit later here. I'm using the 150 as a brake reference at the moment, but I think I can definitely brake later. Oh. Ah! Keep pussying out there a bit. Woo! Ah, I tried to get on the power. Ah, I tried to go for it there. So we should. Tomorrow you're going to be aiming for probably 11s, I reckon. In time trial, probably might be able to squeeze the 11s out of it. I reckon maybe low 11s or something. I don't know. Sorry. This is the issue though. Look at this car. I keep finding the clutch coming in on that corner if you're going too slow. Now this is Group 3. Yeah, I think the Ford GT will be the car to go. Yeah, how crazy he's going to say he got blocked on a 2-minute 10. Yeah, I'm doing it. Not on my main account, though. This race, I'm going to obviously go for it and just try and be consistent. But then the next race, I'm not going to qualify. I'll reduce the qualifying down to 5 minutes, and we'll just start. I'll just not set a lap and try and work my way through, just as a bit of practice for tomorrow. What car's behind me? McLaren, is it? Whoever thought the Nissan GTR would be a good car for here? You might be okay down the straight, but... WDP, you pinned it! Was he in the Alpha there? He pinned it straight away. What we'll do now is we'll just make sure that it is a no-stop, flat-out drive. I presume it is. Nah, they don't really do anything to the tyres, really. Brake nice and early. Be so gentle before you put the power down. Daney, thank you very much for the £2, mate. Legend. No message, but thank you very much. Legend. Got the wrong screen on as well, actually. I keep doing that, forgetting to put the main screen back on. Understeer. You don't want to drive the Aston Martin here. That's my advice. Don't use the Aston Martin for this. If you're on about this race, then you won't want to use the Aston Martin in the wet. Trust me. Unless they've changed something with the cars with the last update, but as far as I know, it'll be shite. But FR, you don't want to use an FR car, mate. Aston Martin's FR, so do not use an FR car in the wet settings because the engine's at the front. You want the weight on the rear tyres to give you more grip. That's why MR cars are better. So the cars that will be good for this will be Porsche, Audi, Lamborghini, Ford. Honda will be a surprise one. Alfa Romeo might be... Oh, shit. I need to concentrate. Alfa Romeo might be worth trying because Alfa Romeo's just had the 1% power boost, so that would be worth a go. So any of them cars should be worth definitely trying out, but FR cars you stay well away from in wet races. No, yeah, MR cars, yeah, you go to the front bias, yeah, look, like, see, I mean, I should actually be about there, actually, but you just stay, like, that's why at the Red Bull Ring, if you would have seen my race at the Red Bull Ring when I was driving Porsche, I think the only FR car that did reasonable was the Dodge Viper. The Mercedes and Dodge Viper, and what other car is it that can do okay? There is another FR car that's not as bad as others. Might be the BMW. I'm not 100% sure, but in general, you stay away from the FR cars because even the good ones in FR will not be as good as the MR cars. This Ford feels really nicely balanced for this track. Like, the gearing feels pretty much ideal for it because you can bite it into second to get you the turn in. It literally feels like the ideal car for this track. I don't know what it'll be like in time trial. It'll be a good idea to test that out tomorrow. Obviously, I'll do that on my main account. The wall then. You've got to slowly feed the power in through that long left-hand corner. Make sure you brake early for this one as well. Whoa, whoa, it's so scary putting the power down there. We're in the Ford GT. The Lambo will be worth trying though. Yeah, Lamborghini definitely worth trying because it's fast down the straights. Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche, Ferrari, Honda, Ford GT, not the Ford Mustang. What other cars? Alfa Romeo, Peugeot, Citroen might be worth trying because it's got 7 gears. So if you catch a slipstream, it can be decent. Peugeot, not so much because it's so slow down the straights, I think. The McLaren GTR might be worth a go. I'm not sure though because it understeer. I think it gets quite a lot of understeer though, so you'll have to test that one out. The RS01 will be okay through the corners, but it'll be pretty shite through the on the straights. It's a bit slow on power. This Ford feels so much better to drive since they've altered the power. Like, since they've took that 1% power off it and made it 1% lighter now. It feels so nice through the corners. It glides into the apex. It's like literally perfect. What you want it to do. Ooh. Z4 is FR, that's a problem. They should make that, they should really try and make the Z4 better, really. I wish they'd boost the Z4. I don't know why they don't do it. I like that Z4 is a nice car to drive. It's a shame that they don't do something to make it a better car. So I think that car could do with probably being, maybe start off, give it 1% power, see how it performs. If it's still not good enough, give it another 1% or take 1% weight off it. I like Z4 on Project Cars, the original Project Cars. The Z4 was my favourite car on the game in GT3. I used to love driving that car. No, we've got no traction control on. Don't need it. We've got ABS on default, obviously. That's it. But that's what everyone runs ABS on default on Gran Turismo. Well, they do in the top tier anyway. The tyre wear is not going to be an issue in this by the looks of it. Nah, you can rev it out because it's only on ×2 fuel. So this race is a simple, flat out, aggressive, drive it as hard as you want, really. The only thing you might want to look after is a bit on the rear tyres on MR cars, but as you can see, we're on lap 6 and the tyre wear on the rear is, it's not going to cause you any trouble. You can be as aggressive as you want, really. It just feels really, I think this is going to be a good car for the race tomorrow. It feels really well balanced. It feels easy to drive. It doesn't feel like it wants to kill you at every corner. It just glides through the apex, is really nice. And even on the power, like if you do get over enthusiastic, you can kind of catch it, because if you floor it, it doesn't really start, it doesn't misbehave. Third gear is probably the gear that might catch you out. Like for example, if you come through it, if you floor it there, you will. And also this corner, if you're a bit too enthusiastic in third gear, for example, even then I was aggressive and it's still grip, but it can catch you out that corner. Also, obviously, the final corner here, if you're a bit too aggressive here, this will probably catch out quite a few people, because you'll be in first gear and you obviously want to get on the power as soon as possible, but you've got to be very patient. Wait until the car is literally straightened up, then slowly feed the power in, and then you can go. Early upshift to third as well helps out. But again, see that third gear, the way it wants to kick out a bit. That wasn't a very good lap, that, to be fair. But I was messing around, though, to be fair. I was trying to show you that when you kick the rear out, obviously that's where you've got to be careful of. So for the next race, I won't qualify. We'll do a 5-minute qualifying, and I'll start at the back and see how... Let's just get an idea of what's going to happen tomorrow. I can just tell what's going to happen already, but... This car has just such a nice balance through here. See, that the third gear will be the risky gear, but you can still catch it. This is a corner as well. You need to be careful. See on the exit there, when you're being aggressive, it will try and bite there. This corner's not too bad because you go fourth gear and you're kind of just coasting it through, and then you get on the throttle in fourth, and it's quite dull, the power at that point. Same for this. There's not really much power going through because you're on quite a low rev band in fourth, so it's all good through them corners really. Oh. Interested that if he's in the GTR behind, he's not losing a massive amount. I mean, he is losing a bit every lap, but it's not massive. So the GTR can possibly do a bit better than what it done at the Red Bull Ring probably because of this straight. It's probably gained, let's see, 10.3, 10.4 seconds behind. Let's see how much he gains on the straight. Remember, the Ford GT is quite a fast car down the straights. I'm pretty sure the driver behind's in the GTR. Let's see. Oh no, he doesn't seem to be gaining it. He must have got rid of his penalty because he's losing time. Yeah, engine braking is a factor, definitely. That's why you'll find, if you ever watch Lightning, watch what Lightning does when he's looking after the rear tyres. He won't aggressively downshift. He'll let the engine, do a lot of the work with the engine braking. So for example, you'll watch him and then he'll be like this. He'll go like this into corners when he's trying to save the rears. He'll be very slow with his shift because he's trying to look after the rear tyres. GTS has quite a lot of real-life driving skills that you need to implement into it, really. More so than some of the other games, but... I mean, iRacing has a lot of that in as well. Where, like, looking after the tyres, but... Ah! Nearly killed myself there. But yeah, GT's got a lot more in-depth stuff than you'd think, like the... I was thinking about this, right? You know how we all complain about the dirty air? And like last night's race in Group 1, it was really bad. Like, it was so hard to get anywhere near anyone. But it makes me think, after watching the F1, are Polyphony kind of correct? Because Charles was way faster than Bottas. Even with DRS, he couldn't get into an overtaking position because of the dirty air. He literally had no chance of doing anything. And that makes me think maybe Polyphony are right with the way they're doing it, because it looks like as soon as you get within 1.2 seconds in F1, you can't do anything. It's literally impossible to get near another car. I don't know whether that's the same. Now, whether that is true for LMP1s and stuff, I'm not too sure. I forgot to get rid of the penalty. I'm not too sure about LMP1s. From like, I really don't know whether that's the same story with them. But it'd probably be a similar kind of thing, but not as drastic as F1, I believe. Yeah, I think they definitely seem to be pretty close, because we all complain about the dirty air. The only thing I think where it isn't so bad is, I think it should be based on downforce of the car that you're driving. Like, obviously, Super Formula, Group 1, these cars should be giving off a lot of dirty air. But GT3, I know you can drive in the slipstream, but I think maybe they need to just make it a little easier. Because if you watch GT3 in real life, like, they can follow literally they can near enough be bumper to bumper. I suppose we can in a way as well, but I think what they need to do in GT Sport is lower the strength of the slipstream, so that would then lower the rate, like the power of the dirty air, if you're with me. Alright, drink. Yeah, well, I'll start from the back in this next one. I'm going to change the qualifying to 5 minutes. Let's change. Oh shit. Let's change this down to 5 minutes, so it's not. I won't have to wait as long. And then we'll try it again in the Ford from the back of the grid. I'm interested to see if the it shouldn't be faster than the Nissan. Or yeah, it might be, because it can put the power down better. So the Ford might actually be better on the straights than the GTR, because it can just put the power down. Strange. I mean, it probably is true though, because FR car, no weight on the rear, cannot cut the power down. It's probably spinning up the rears every time he changes gear. So that might be why he was struggling. Right, let's go to track and we'll start this qualifying for them in a minute. Let's. I just need to be on track when I start it. Yeah, like, they have done a lot of work on the game, to be fair to them. There is a lot of stuff they need to listen to as well, still. Like the fuel burning, the daily races are a bit meh. Crazy, like, you would have had P3 if you didn't bin it. I mean, that... Vettel would have possibly won today if his car didn't blow up. He didn't blow up, but you know what I mean, his MGUK or whatever. Can't really... And that wasn't even his fault, to be fair. If you binned it, that's your error. You're driving too hard. You need to just back it off a bit. And you should be winning these, Lobby. Come on, Crazy. You should be well up there. Aren't you A+, or are you still A? I can't remember if you're A+ or not yet. Right, let's let everyone know we'll start this. Oops. The Michelin partnership should change something, but I don't know when it will. So, like, they're obviously going to introduce it into the game in October with all the tyres being branded with Michelin. Whether that will be an actual update to the physics of the tyre on the first update, I really don't know. We might be waiting months before we actually get a proper, like, an in-depth change of the way that the tyre works, because we don't know how long they've been working together though. Like, Polyphony and Michelin could have been working together for 3, 4, 5 months, but only released that they're partnered up recently. We don't know, like, how long they've been working together. So I still have this theory that we're going to get some sort of changes to the game when Spec 2 game is released. I know it's based on 1.39, but there's too much, like, there's never ever a 9-day break in FI8 if there is no with no World Tour event, which I don't think there is a World Tour event in the next 9 days. So, or is there? Am I missing something? Is there a World Tour event coming up? Is there one coming up? I don't know. If there is a World Tour event, that'll be why. But I didn't know there was. If there is, it's literally only a few weeks after the last one. You think there is? Are you sure? That'll be why. Obviously, there's maybe, but that even kind of ties into my belief that Spec 2 is going to have something more in it. Because with a World Tour event as well, maybe they'll preview some more stuff. The last one was only 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? If that, I think. Spec 2 is just the update. This game that we've got now updated to 1.39, so about 6 updates ago on disc, so that you don't need to download the updates, because it's obviously quite a lot of stuff that you'd have to upload. Download onto your copy of the date when you downloaded it. It's mid-October. Okay, so then that doesn't make sense if the next World Tour is mid-October. Like, so why have we got a 9-day gap? It's such a... this is what I'm confused about. I really don't know. Let's start this qualifying anyway. Yeah, this is another thing. The Spa thing is what makes me, like... I mean, this may be not like nothing, innit? Spa still might be months away. I don't know, but... it's another reason that makes me think maybe they're holding on to Spa. Maybe they're holding on to it for Spec 2 to release with that, so that there's something in there for everyone to get excited about, like that have already got the game. No, let's just see what happens. I really don't know how or what is planned. I'm just gonna wait in the pits to be. There is the 9-day gap in late October into November will be the FIA gap. So I think that's when that's the World Tour. I don't know if that's I don't think that's the finals. Is it? So they're doing Tokyo and then literally a few weeks later doing. Why have they bunched them so close together? Why didn't they do the? I know why. So the reason they didn't do a lot of these World Tour events earlier was probably because it would have meant the actual official season would have been too late on. Oh, is that just the World Tour? The World Tour. Well, you said World Finals, mate. Okay, so the one in late October will be Tokyo then. The 26th to 27th, that'll be the Tokyo one. And then is it Monaco's the final, isn't it? And that'll be in late November, I believe. I don't know though. I would think it'll be late November. So I'll start at the back in this one and see how this goes along. This will give me an idea of what it's going to be like tomorrow in terms of disaster or not. Yeah, it'll be late November finals, I would think. Yeah, the Bathurst 1000 will have nothing to do with GT. No, Spectre's released, I believe. I mean, I would think it would be everywhere pretty much. I wouldn't think it would just be in Asia. I don't know though. I mean, maybe it will, but I would have thought it'd be a worldwide release because, like, the days of them when you release a game, like quite a big gap between regions is a lot. It's quite a. It's not really a modern thing to do anymore. I don't know though, crazy, because that isn't really a thing anymore. Where like developers don't do that. It's old fashioned. That developers tend to, if a game comes out, it might be on like a Tuesday in America or a Friday over here. They don't tend to release games like early in regions anymore. I don't like that. I mean, they shouldn't do it. I don't think it's not a very modern way of doing it in my view. No worries, Sean, mate. I'm glad helps you out. I was thinking as well, I saw Kitcheney was on Twitch streaming today, and like I kind of like what I was thinking of doing for, like, you know, when I do something that's not very, like, so if I ever wanted to stream a game that's not a racing game, or if I wanted to stream a racing game that's not very popular, because if you ever do a stream and it's not very, like, it doesn't get many views, it can affect your algorithms on YouTube, because YouTube works in a really weird way. I was thinking maybe if I do like the odd day stream, I might do them on Twitch to build up, to get affiliated, but I would never stick to Twitch. It'd just be for, like, if I'm playing, like for example, Call of Duty or something like that, or playing a game, a racing game that's not very popular that I like, but I won't get many viewers on it. I'd maybe go onto there and do it on there. I mean, I might as well, because I do this now. Obviously, I play games, but I don't stream them. So I feel like why not use that to stream as well? Because I enjoy streaming. So I don't see why. I might as well do it on something else and have a bit of a, like a bit of a, what do you call it, like a bit of a base on there to start with, and then still carry on with YouTube. I really don't know what to do. I was thinking of doing it anyway. You want to ask an irrelevant question, Crazy? What's that? I'd say unpopular, but like, say if I have like Automobilista, something like that. If I stream that on here, I'd get like about 70 people. I mean, I've only been on that a couple of times, to be fair. But say I wanted to do something like that. Yeah, you're allowed to stream on YouTube and Twitch if you're not a partner, which I wouldn't want to be. I would not want to partner with Twitch. I'd affiliate with them, but I wouldn't want to partner with them, because if you partner with Twitch, you cannot then stream on YouTube. Affiliate is just dead easy to get. It's a piece of piss. You literally, anyone can get an affiliate of Twitch. So yeah, I wouldn't want to partner with them. But if you affiliate with them, that means you can get subs, and you can. So if you had a Twitch Prime, so I'm sure there'll be people on my channel that have got Twitch Prime that they might say, oh, do you know what? I'll use that, and that'll help me as well. It'll help my channel. It'll help me on YouTube as well as on Twitch, because it support me in my job as well. So it'd be great for me. And also, if someone wants to show their support and they've got Twitch Prime and they haven't got money, they might say, well, there you go, and that's really good for me, and it's good for them, because Twitch Prime's free, it doesn't cost you anything, so they're subscribing to you without actually forking out any money, so it's good for them and me. The F2 car on F119, I did when it first came out. I really should try it again, because I did like it, but I wasn't a massive fan of the F1 game, if I'm honest. Twitch is good just for messing around. That's what I mean. If I ever wanted to just do something messing around, then I could do it. Especially like Call of Duty or something like that. I just wanted to have a little... You know, if there's like when I streamed Call of Duty on YouTube, I still had like 50 to 100 people coming in and watching. Now, if them people had Twitch and still went in on there, they're like... Not everyone on YouTube wants to watch me playing that, because it's not why they subscribe to my channel. But if I go on Twitch and do it, you can be kind of like... You can do that on there, you can get away with it, but it doesn't affect nothing on there. On YouTube, it affects my algorithms, and it will drop me down, which means then my videos don't do as well. Live streams won't be pushed out for a bit after. It's a daft system the way they do it on YouTube, really. I don't know, Mystic. I've not played it since the release. I should really go back to it and try it out. I just wasn't a fan of it. Let's just go over the line so that if I just... Otherwise we'll be sat in the pits for ages. Yeah, they've got the 2019 season out now, didn't they? Look at my tyres, they're blue as well. So people that didn't realise about cold tyres, can you see the blue square around the tyres where I've been sat in the pits? So now they'll be... Let's just see how, like, look at this now. There's hardly any grip anyway, but... And then they're obviously warming up now when I do that. Yeah, the F1 car's handled weird. Like, I genuinely still feel like the original F1 2010 handled better. It was like the new F1 game felt sketchy. It didn't feel like you had. It didn't feel to me like I was driving a high downforce car. Truck racing, yeah, I got given that. They sent me that. I mean, like, it was fun, but there was no one playing it. There was like 3 people online. It was just a bit pointless. Like, it wasn't a bad game, but there was a lot of bugs on it. There was a lot of issues with it. My steering wheel didn't work at certain points. it was fun, but visually I found the game a little bit of a letdown. Like, it didn't feel like they put too much effort. Wreckfest I play, I stream that. I'm waiting for them to have private lobbies to Wreckfest because I use a control pad though on Wreckfest because obviously the wheels are just too aggressive. But Wreckfest, I just want private lobbies and then I'll go back on that. Yeah, I just want to try it at the back just to see. Just to see what this car's like in terms of overtaking and dirty air and stuff like that. It seems like it's got a lot of go in it though, to be fair. Look at this. I mean, he's got a slipstream there in front. Ford GT be like, I go past you. Let's brake nice and early. Don't want to wipe anyone out. Oh, contact. Oh, he's nearly lost it. Back out here. I want to be able to see the corner through here. Ooh. I can't see shit. How many hours I practice? Most of my GT driving is streamed, or you know what I mean. There's only a little bit that's not streamed, so pretty much whatever you see is what I do. Obviously, sometime when a time trial, I'll do like half an hour on a time trial that's not streamed. But, you know, it's very little that I don't stream on GT Sport. I try and stream as much as possible, really. Like, in the daytime, I'm mainly doing videos, editing, recording from replays. Because when I do a stream, obviously, I have to get rid of the audio. So, to do, like, these new FIA races actually take me... In terms of record, I have to record for about an hour just before I can even start editing the video. Because I record the replay, which is 30 minutes from the TV camera. Then I record the in-car view to put over the audio from this, because if I'm talking on stream I don't want that for the video, so there's a lot of recording involved, so I'm doing that in the day. Let's brake nice and early because I am carrying a lot of speed into that corner. They've got the newer Ford livery on, haven't they? I think they should add the new Ford car to the game, the GTE car, along with Ferrari 488 GT3 car or something. They could even add the GTE car, the Ferrari GTE. I think there is a 488 GTE, isn't there? He's gone into that corner way too aggressively. I mean, you can't just do that. Right, let's see if we can catch. This is going to be hard now to catch these up. That third gear is so handy because if you early upshift into third, it still pulls, but what it does, it doesn't spin, so it gives you a lot of traction. Again, like a second on him in literally one corner there. So what car is he in now, WDP? It'll be interesting to see what like the speed down the straight's like. He's definitely pulling away a bit, but what car is he in? He must be in the McLaren, surely. He's got to be in the GTR McLaren or something like that, because that car is flying down the straights. What car is that? I'm interested to know what car he's in. Is it the McLaren? Okay, that explains it then. Let's start pushing. Let's see if we can get to P1 here. If I push really aggressively, I might be able to do it. Give me that slipstream. No, the clutch is going to kick in. Got the slipstream. The intermediate tyre is for the light rain. Don't use it on heavy rain, obviously. So intermediate is like intermediate wet. Heavy wet is for when it's heavy wet. You can see it on the track when the conditions are like that. Eight temps up on that sector. Because of the slipstream, that though. That was a nice move to hold it on the track as well there. Oh, he binned it, he binned it! Oh! He just caught it, I think. Nah, he binned it. He must have binned it and lost it. Ah! I was looking in the mirror to see if he had quit, if he had binned it or not, but... The smooth sound, that is why it's good here though, because it's so smooth at accelerating. That's why it's strong, I think, because in the wet, you want a smooth accelerating car, and that's what this is. This car, I think, is going to be a very strong car tomorrow. But I predicted that. That's why I've picked it, because it makes sense. It's good down the straight. They've took 1% power off it, and they've made it 1% lighter, so it's really nice on throttle, and I can see this doing better on dry races as well now. Ah, no, don't hit the wall, you numpty. Ooh, that nearly caught me out then. I lost a big chunk of time. We got it on the I got it on the 5 seconds and then tried to get too aggressive with the throttle, so you do have to be careful still. That probably would have been the fastest lap again, that, but tried to get too aggressive on the throttle. I'm guessing this guy in P1's in a slow car down the straight because maybe a Porsche or an Audi, because he seems to be losing a lot on the straight but then gaining through some corners where you can carry speed. Okay, he's in the NSX, that explains. So we should start reeling him in if I don't make mistakes again. That was nice through there. This could be a sub 13 lap, maybe into the 12s. Be progressive, be progressive. If I can start putting him like... This gap's going to come down at the end of this straight now, because this is where... Look at the Ford GT versus the NSX on the straights. We're gaining, gaining, gaining. So this car's still a good car on the straight lines. Look at that. Look at that gap coming down on the straights. Holy shit. This car's still rapid on the straights. Look at it coming down. And then the NSX will be a bit stronger through the corners, but the straight lines you gain so much. Ooh, gaining. It might put him under some pressure on the last lap. Sure he's not in the Audi. Is it definitely the NSX? Yeah. Looked like the Audi then. Did you run Viper? You might have ran the low off-track grip setting. You have to run real. That obviously makes the wet driving a massive amount of difference. I won't be in the slipstream at the end of this straight, but I might. Like the problem is, I won't be able to stay with him through the middle sector. That's the issue. Yeah, I'm gonna gain here, obviously, but then it's 1.5 the gap, and we're not gonna get there. It's too far behind. This is another bit where I gain a bit on him. I hit the wall. Keep it planted, keep it planted. I hit the wall. No, we're not going to do it. One more lap and I might have had him because I'd again got in the slipstream down the straight with one more lap. One more lap and we'd have been in that slipstream. Look at this. Pain. You can see it definitely would have got the slipstream because we're going to gain 3 tenths. We would have gained 3 tenths before the end of the straight easily. But yeah, not bad from last on the grid. So yeah, tomorrow should be, if I can stay out of trouble and do this tomorrow, I think I mean we're going to be racing probably different like people that drive a lot different, etc. But it'll be good fun. I think we might be able to get a few podiums with people making mistakes because I'm quite good in the wet in general. I had a decent result at Red Bull Ring in the wet, so it should be interesting. I think a lot of top drivers won't risk doing this because they won't want it on their main accounts anyway. Yeah, it is hard to push, obviously, while trying to stay smooth, because in the wet, in dry, you can be quite aggressive, but in the wet, you overdrive, you lose time in the wet. We jump onto some. Should we do a couple of Bathurst 3-lap sprint races now? Well, with Benson's in here now, so we'll race with Benson. Actually, we'll do one more race on here with Benson, and then we'll jump onto Beaumont. Then we'll do a quick couple of races at Bathurst. Pardon me. That is disgusting. Right. Will I start from last again? I think I will. Why not, eh? I think this is going to be the car I use tomorrow as well. I think it's going to be the best opportunity starting from the back of the grid. I'd probably try out the Jag, the Mustang. As I don't like FF cars, so I'd probably use a Mustang or something like that. But I do know that I think the Audi TT is quite strong at Bathurst, or possibly the RCZ might be strong, the Peugeot, because it'll be shit through the corners. But Bathurst is the last sector is about stability at the rear. FF cars literally will not budge at the rear, so it might be worth trying one of them if you like FF cars. I'm not a fan of them. Viper, mate. I always get I always get people disliking the streams. I'm not bothered. It's because when I do FIA, I get a bit uptight and a bit a bit pissed off sometimes. So I develop a fan base of people that hate me. So they'll just downvote everything, but it doesn't bother me. I know it's going to happen, but if you've got people that are downvoting straight away like that, and you get into them, it means you're doing something right, I think. That's how I take it. Let's we'll let everyone's finger start this qualifying. Yeah, the Audi TT is FF. Thanks, Viper. Let's start this. Is Benson out the pits, or what is he doing? Oh? What was that? Right. Benson, are you out? Are you in the car? I presume he is, because it says I think he's in the pit, so it should be okay. Let's start this. So I'm just going to wait in the pits again. We'll do the same as what I just did. Let them go out. I'll start from the back and see if we can get it. It's going to be harder this time because... Oh dear. Pit lane bug. Might need to exit and rejoin because I think you're the only one who's got it. Whoever that was. But if I can have a little talk anyway while we wait for the 5 minutes or so. Well, yeah, it'd be more than 5, like 6-7 minutes, isn't it? So what did we think of the F1 today anyway? Did we agree with Vettel? I agree with what Vettel did, personally. I think... how many people have got the pit lane bug? Normally you have to leave and then rejoin. Like, turn your PS4 off and literally reset it and try and get back in before someone else robs your place, which will be quite hard normally because someone will be straight in robbing your place. But yeah, I agree with what Vettel did. I think that I think he did the right thing in staying out, because if Vettel would have backed off, this is what I don't get with the Ferrari strategy. How could Vettel have let Charles through without getting Hamilton up his arse and like giving himself pressure? Especially if like Charles' pace wasn't good. It was pretty shit, to be honest. He didn't really have the pace. I think Vettel was faster at the track in race conditions. I think that whoever at Ferrari thought it was a good idea to have the prearranged agreement at the start of the race was daft. They should have said maybe like, do that, but then if Vettel can get into turn 1 first, then it's race on. So Charles could have defended against Vettel once past a certain point, but what they did in that race I found stupid. I felt really sorry for Vettel when his car went as well, because I think even with that situation, I mean, saying that though, he would have been bunched back up, wouldn't he? So with the safety car that came, but then again, that one wouldn't have come out, which then decided the race. It would have been really interesting because without the safety cars and the virtual safety car, whatever it is, which they need to change the rules on, pitting should be banned under a virtual safety car. We don't need to change. We don't need to add fuel in races. So why do ban it? what use does it have there? That you shouldn't be allowed to pit under a virtual safety car because you gain like stupid amounts of time. So that rule needs changing. But I still feel if there would have been no safety cars, I think Vettel with the fresher tyres would have been able to get right up against Charles. And then with Hamilton coming through on even better tyres, them soft tyres that he was flying on, I think they would have had to have let Vettel through. Because I think Vettel would have had more pace. Yeah, Ferrari have won races as well because of the same thing. So what comes around goes around, obviously. But I still think that they... I mean, I'm a fan of Lewis Hamilton, so I was quite happy that Hamilton won. But I really want Vettel to do well because I really like Vettel. But I think that the safety, the ruling with being able to pit under a virtual safety, it seems daft that luck can decide a race, really. I think they need to get rid of that element because for someone new to the sport will be like, well, why is he now in the lead? What's happened there? Why is that a thing? Because surely you've just basically ruined someone's race through no fault of their own. And I think that's a rule they need to look at and change for the future because it makes no sense that you can do that in my opinion. I mean, that was just you mean with Hamilton at was it Baku? I mean, I think he just got pissed off. To be fair, everyone gets pissed off. I mean, I get pissed off on this, so imagine what it's like in real life. You gotta remember, everyone gets wound up, heat a moment, does something silly, no matter whether it's a game or real. In real life, it's going to be even worse. A lot more. You know, there's more pressure involved in real life. It's their career, and I can see that. You know why people do silly sort of stuff in real life. I mean, it wasn't like he was going to cause anyone an injury at them speeds, but he could have wrecked both their races, obviously. That was ages ago, that incident. It was 2017 at Baku. Slow down the pit lane, yeah, so maybe if the other ruling could be, though, instead, yeah, what they could do is under a virtual safety, but then they'd have to. Would F1 cars struggle to go? I don't know whether there'd be like issue. I don't know. Like F1 cars don't like to go too slow, so that you can cause like heating issues and other issues. I don't know. Maybe if you got, do you know what they could do? Add a rule where work out like the pit lane loss, like run a simulation. So in free practice, like during free practice, a team should be allocated a test based on like how much time you lose in a virtual safety car. Now, if that happens during the race and you choose to pit, you have to wait for a set amount of time after your pit stop has finished before they can be released. So that there is no advantage. You literally join the track exactly where you would have done if you would have been in a race situation changing tyres. That's what I think should happen. So you should still lose the time that you would. Just like a stop and go kind of like you wait there for like say 5-8 seconds, which I think a lot of teams wouldn't want to do because the car would start overheating and they don't like doing stuff like that on the car, so it put people off from doing it anyway. It would mean you'd have to have two separate limiters, though. That's the problem. If you change the limit of the speed lane, like pit lane, you'd have to have two separate pit limiters. And I don't know how that would work. Yeah, I mean, it was. I still don't get why Ferrari did did what they did, the way they tried to run the race. Like, predetermining a rule at the start of the race like that was daft. Really daft. They should be letting the drivers race a bit more, I think. Because I think Vettel's still got the speed in the race pace to match Charles. 100% I think he has. V12 engines, that would be like... they were not reliable. Let's be honest. Like, anyone who thinks that V12 engines were reliable... come on. Let's be honest about that now. I mean, they might be a bit more reliable today, but even then, I bet you'd have probably just as many failures and stuff like that. Yeah, we might run on Bath R first in a minute after we've done maybe one or two of these. I don't know. I'll see, because it's a pretty simple combination Bath first. We'll see. I'll see what I feel like. Might just do another one of these because these are a bit more enjoyable. Whatever mood I'm in, I'll see. Yeah, V8s would have made more sense because they're probably a bit more reliable, but V12s were never reliable. Like, never. They were probably more unreliable than the modern engine, to be fair. Is he in the SLS, or is that a diff? If Burrs is in the SLS, he might as well just quit because the SLS is dog shit in the wet. I remember, was it a Red Bull Ring that who was in the SLS? Was it Quentin? The car's shit in the wet, like really bad. It's probably the worst car for wet conditions. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? It's like he's gonna regret trying that car out. Saved him then. Oh, you got someone out. The SLS is FR. That's why you stay away from it. So this GTR in front of me should struggle getting the power down, really. Yeah, look, it's not getting the traction. I short shifted and out accelerating one of the fastest cars in the game. Oh, don't fight me back. My car's way faster than yours, mate. I thought he was going to bum draft me rather than doing that. Oh, that was lucky. I had to just risk it, that car with Ghost. Yeah, Porsche will have good driving in the rain because it's MR. MR cars will always be better in wet because the weight's further to the rear, giving better traction in corners. FR car, all the weight's at the front in FR cars, so when you're putting the power down, there's not enough like weight to get the power down into the corners. So once I get past P2, I can try and push. Start getting these lap times a bit better. Is that the M3? Don't go that car. I'm saying that actually in the wet conditions, I think the M3 might be drivable. That might be the other car that I was thinking of in FR actually, that's actually drivable, the M3. Like a really weird line through that final corner. Should be able to make a move into turn 1 here. McLaren, I don't know, it didn't look as good, it didn't look that great before. It looked like it was getting a lot of understeer when that was WDP that was driving it before. So this is where you've got to be really gentle getting the power down. So this lap looks like a very good lap considering I know I had the slipstream down the straight, but even then without that, this has been a good lap, I think. It's going to lose a bit on this part because I had the slipstream before. Oh no, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did. I had the slipstream down here, didn't I? So, but still at 12.2, that's a rapid lap, I think. About 4 or 5 attempts of that is just slipstream though. Brake too early. I forgot that I was going in slower. Ah, it feels nice through there, that. That's the corner where I think the Ford's struggling a bit through here compared to the NSX. The NSX looks very strong through that section. Although I did mess that up a bit then in general. I just didn't do it very good. Oh. So again, this is where we're going to gain on the NSX. That's if he's still in the NSX. I presume he is. I think the graphics look good. I mean, there is a few little glitchy parts I find, but sometimes it looks like the textures are moving a bit weird, but like they glitch out a bit. But in general, it looks okay. I think it looks good. Still not as good as Drive Club, but that game only ran at 30 frames per second, so that game could do. It was more like an advanced weather system on that game. Ah! I love driving in the wet, you know. In Group 3, I really enjoy it. How do we know this is a daily race? Kudos Prime. So if you go onto Kudos Prime, then click the events that are coming up, and it will show you the races early. So that's how you do it. You can find out race A, B, and C, and it tells you all the settings for them as well. I mean, we'll do a night one actually after this. We'll change it to the night just in case it's night, just to get used to the braking in the night time. Instead of doing Bathurst, because to be honest, Bathurst is pretty. I mean, it's predictable, isn't it? Like, everyone's driven there before. Ah, I pushed it too much there. Gonna lose time there. So the NSX looks strong, to be fair. It looks quite strong, but I still think the pace advantage this car has on the straights is worth trying. No, I hit the wall. What a dickhead. Oh, is he in the Lamborghini this time? Are you sure? I don't think so. Are you sure he's in Lamborghini? He's losing speed down the straight though. If you look at the delta, is the Lamborghini still that slow compared to the Ford GT, even though the Ford GT's had the 1% power? I think that 1% power decrease, but then giving it 1% lighter, hasn't done anything to the top speed, but has made it better at handling this Ford GT. I think this Ford GT could be quite OP at some tracks now in the dry. Ah, I hit the wall. Nah, I like the Porsche. I'm going to be trying Porsche out as well, because I need to practice with Porsche for this, because there's a manufacturer race coming up in the wet, I think, here. Drifted the whole corner, lost a big amount of time, but the whole car was drifting through there then. So the Ford still seems stronger than even the Lamborghini. I've gained, what, 3 seconds on him? Something like that. The Lamborghini seems stronger than the NSX, though, but would I be able to drive? It's worth, I don't know, maybe we'll try some cars out tomorrow. Different cars out to see what they're like. BMW, yeah, you're going to suffer. Are you in with, if Spencer, which I think the M3 is not too bad. I think it's the M6 that's bad. We'll try it in the full nighttime setting now, because no one knows the time of the day that this race will be, so we might as well try it in the full nighttime setting, starting from the back again, seeing what we can do. I did try the Lamborghini. When did I try it? Like ages ago on this combination, and I thought it was okay, but I think I prefer the Ford. I think the Ford's probably a little bit better because of the top speed. It's got more over. For me, I want the car with the best overtaking opportunity, because if I'm starting at the back tomorrow, I want to get past people as easy as possible. The Lamborghini's good, but it's not as good as the Ford. Crazy, I know more about BMW than you tosser. Only messing me. Now, the M3 is better in the rain than the M6, I know that. But I've driven BMW before, mate. I've not like I've never driven them. I have driven BMW, but I mean, they can. I mean, I'm true. Not even going into it, but yeah. The M3 is better in the wet conditions than the M6. I think that's probably because of the way the car's quite. They did do an update on the suspension on the M3, I think. Right, so let's change these settings. So we're gonna do the nighttime one now. Yeah, Lexus is shit in the wet. Yep. Fucking addicted to this chocolate, you know. Need to save that bit for the missus. Yeah, but there's a difference between driving the M6 in a lower rated lobby to top split crazy. In top split, the M6 isn't good enough. Won't get you a good result. Ferrari is not bad in the rain. Like the M6 is okay for maybe lower rated lobby. Like, I don't even think it's just the understeer of that car. Like it won't get the power down, and then if you're in a Porsche versus an M6, a Porsche is going to win with an equal driver every time. If you've got two equal drivers, M6 versus Porsche, Porsche wins. Simple. Merc is one of the better FR cars. So if you're going to get away with a decent result in the rain with an FR car, you want to be in the Mercedes, because that's probably the best FR car for the wet weather. But it's by no means the best car overall, but in terms of FR cars, you want to be in Merc. But Merc's one of the best cars all round in general, though, in Group 3. Okay, we got a pit lane bug. Okay. We'll change the time. We'll just change the... Okay, yep. 1 minute. Chill out. We'll change that and we'll go back. Don't go to track. If that fixes it. Yeah, the Aston Martin's a pile of shit in the rain. Same as the SLS. So I like the look of this in night, though. I love the reflections. This should be interesting to drive. I wish it was a bit darker, this setting, though. I know it is like nearly night, but I want full dark light races. I think every track should have a full dark setting and a full dark wet setting. Pardon me again. That is disgusting. Right, we'll start this qualifying again in a minute. I'll start from the back again. Queen? Okay, I've got 2 miles. Ah! Didn't know I was streaming. Been streaming for 2 hours. This is one of the dailies. That's what we're doing now. Tokyo in the heavy rain. Either night or daytime. We don't know what it is yet. Yeah, sometimes notifications don't go out though, Craig. Like, if you're not getting notifications to the channel, what I always recommend is unclick your notification button, then re-click it down just to re-engage it. It might fix your issues with it. Right, let's start this qualifying anyway. Then we'll I'll wait in the pits again, have a little chat with you while we wait for qualifying. Start from the back and see if we can work our way through again. It does so far. I know it's probably quite been respectful in here, but tomorrow I don't know if it'll be as bad, because I think it'll be interesting to see how it goes, because most of the time you're going to do an overtake, it's going to be because someone makes a mistake and goes out. So hopefully it won't be as bad as what a lot of people think. Oh god. Who's having a pod racing duel with another LMP1? What, an iRacing, I presume? I don't know what you mean by pod racing. It won't, because it's only 3 laps, Mitchell. It's going to be boring, if I'm honest. Like, that's not my kind of thing. I'm not into... That's the only worry I have for the new grid game, because the way they look like they're doing the multiplayer, these quick races, which is how most of the races are going to be generated. I mean, I'm going to create, obviously go online and do my own lobbies probably on grid, but the quick races all look very like they're going to be 3-lap sprint races, 4-lap sprint races, and it just, yeah, it kind of puts me off a little bit. Like, I think when I do grid, it'll be 100. I'll probably just do my own lobbies that people can join, like 9-lap races, like 8-lap races. I think stuff like that. We'll do some like we'll have all the damage on. We'll have like certain assists restricted sometimes. I wonder if you can force cockpit view as well. That'll be good if you can. I think you used to be able to force cockpit view on the original grid, I believe, on Grid Autosport. I don't know though. I'd have to remember. I can't remember. I'd have to check. No, I didn't. I don't really watch Spawn Pond that much. I should really try doing the LMP ones on iRacing, because they're high downforce, so they'd probably suit my driving. But it's setups again. Like, I'm pretty sure that Jimmy gets pretty decent setups off of Pure Racing Team. They probably give him good setups to advertise their business. But the basic setup Pure Racing Team put out are not very good. They're okay. They'll do like your average driver, but for top split, they're not good enough. They lack pace. The setups in terms of they're very one-dimensional setups to be good for a broad selection of drivers, rather than working on a setup that you get along with. Right, how long have we got? 1 minute 50. Because you can pay with Pure Racing, the Pure Driving School, whatever it is, you can pay to have like individual setups, but it's like the price is just, no, I'm not paying that. I haven't got the money to pay that. It's like, I swear it was like over 180, like 100 and something pound a month. I was like, paying that for a fucking setup. I mean, if you've got the money, obviously, then yeah, it's worth it, but not for your average person. What are you on about, Ryan's time? I don't know what you mean. Feel like there's more grip at night? I mean, it is still full wet, but I don't know. I'll have a look in a minute, to be fair. I haven't been out, so let's go out now and just check. I'll get an idea into turn 1 what it's like. Yeah, remember in this qualifying session, we've got no tyre wear and no fuel because we're in this qualifying session. I'm replicating time trial, so in this session you will be faster than in the race. Just remember that. I kind of know what you mean though. Oh, wait there. Please, he hasn't reset on the real grip, has it? 'Cause it does feel very grippy. I don't know whether the I don't know if the settings have reset on the off-track grip and the wet setting grip, because it does feel very like, yeah, this feels too. We're gonna have to probably cancel this and restart it. I don't know. Does it feel too grippy to everyone else? Because I feel like, yeah, this is too grippy. Definitely, you're correct. Why does it feel so grippy now? This is weird. I don't know whether it's just the wet weather's not as extreme, or I don't know. I can't work this out. No, because I'm braking near the 150 there, like literally on the 150. But then does that mean that intermediates might work? Is it just a bit... I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, half a second in a 44-second lap is like a normal lap being a second off. Just remember that. I need to know if... when I've changed the time of day... Can't... Oh, shit. I can't press that. Yeah, this is heavy rain as well, though, Brad, I believe. As far as I know. Am I on the wrong tyre, then? Oh, shit. I'm going to be on the wrong tyre. So this makes me think that I've either... the grip settings have changed. Yeah, because we did heavy rain here the other night, and it was shocking to drive. So I don't know whether yeah, we definitely did. We did the Mustang, didn't we? And it was literally drifting through every corner. I'm just wondering if the settings have changed somehow. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, at 2 minutes 11.6, I think we're gonna reset. I don't know. I feel like that's... I don't know if I've got the grip settings on the right setting. Because when I've changed the time of day, would it have changed the grip settings? I don't know. I'll find out now. Let's just... maybe I should be on intermediates then here. Maybe I should be on intermediate tyres. I think, yeah, but if I'm on the wets and the intermediates are much better, it's going to be screwing me over a bit. Because I didn't do qualifying to find out, but... it definitely looks full wet when you're like... in the intermediate, you don't get anywhere near as much spray. You don't see the surface water on the intermediate settings. There's plenty of surface water on the track. Okay, these cars, I forgot to brake. Jesus. There's more grip. I can feel it. No way could I have done that on the outside before. Oh shit! Why did you brake there? What are you doing? Oh. Jesus, that... don't do that shit. Oh shit! He ghosted and then reached. What are you doing? Go! Get your foot down! Come on, Bobby! Maybe they've done like different levels of heavy rain, so maybe some of the conditions are not quite as wet as other conditions to make a bit of variety. I don't know. Maybe what they've done is, for example, in this setting at night time, maybe they've made it a little less wet just to give a bit more grip because it's at night. I really don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Let's find out on this lap because 2 minutes 12 were okay laps to 4, so we'll see now. Depends if I catch these drivers up though and get obviously held up a bit. I think I'm going to catch them up, to be fair, but like, this seems too easy to go flat through there now. You couldn't do that easy before. Nah, there's more grip, way more grip, like a lot more grip. Might be intermediate conditions, I can't tell. Unless, do you know what I was thinking they should have done? You know, for like, you know, we have like 3 different settings for the rain. You know what I think would have been really like good if they would have done like an intermediate, a wet, and maybe like an in between. So like some parts of the track were full wet, and some parts were intermediate, but like, you could, the times would be fairly equal on both tyres, but you'd have different tyres that excel in different areas. That would have been really, I think that would have made quite entertaining races. Yeah, I mean, look at the lap time. This is definitely a faster setting. That Peugeot's so fast down the straight. That's OP. I'm going to brake really late here, though, to get back that position. There's no way you're stopping that car there, mate. You're hitting the wall. He hit the wall. Finnick was here, donated £50 through Super Chat. Holy shit, mate. That's a big donation. Thank you very much. What a legend you are. Massive appreciation to you, mate. What a massive legend you are. Thank you very much. That's a huge donation, mate. Yep, proper legend, that. He deserves a legend shout out for that one. Bloody hell. That'll keep me in chocolate, yeah. Oh, I gotta show you. I'm gonna try and find it before we end the stream. So the other night I was eating Twix cookies. They're really nice, by the way, if you haven't had them. And one of my subscribers, if you ever watched the Mazda race at Tsukuba, where I really like the Twix livery, he's made me a Twix cookie livery for my Porsche. It's shit hot. I'm probably gonna use it in the next FIA race. It looks so good. And he said he's done it in the liqueur, like the shiny paint job as well. So we'll check them. I'm going to show you them on stream in a minute. It looks really good, to be fair. I'm going to probably use it for some of the races. He's written, like, obviously on the back my YouTube name, and on the wing the Key 25. But he's got like the Twix logo, like cookies and that. Proper, really good livery. Brake! Brake too early then, actually. I don't need to be braking that early. So this is where you can tell there's more grip. Before, trying to do this flat was really hard. You had to kind of like lift off, but look now. There's no issue with doing that flat, and even this you only have to give it a little. Yeah, there's so much more grip now in this time. It's weird why there's more grip. I don't understand it. That makes me think then that the race will be in the daytime tomorrow because it says heavy rain. I don't believe this is heavy wet. Oof. Ah! No, I'm there. What are you? That Porsche wants to let me through. I know why he's doing that. Oh, he took a wide line. That's going to affect his grip, though. Let's go for it out of here and try and pull away. Yeah, it always says rain. None of them say heavy rain on the settings. It's always just their it'll never say that. It's just a preset thing. It's like it'll never say light rain. It's just that you can tell by the track surface. This looks like heavy rain, but there's more grip. So maybe they've done 3 different grip settings on these tracks. They might have done that at Red Bull Ring. I've never really checked at the early morning one. Be interesting to try that out at Red Bull Ring as well. It's definitely wet. I mean, I've just braked later. I can brake even later there, actually. You can really feel the extra grip through these corners. Like, the car's not rolling on the front end as much. You can keep it much tighter to each apex. Ah! Makes me wonder, do the intermediates work here as well? In this condition. Let's try this again at night and see if the inters work as well. We'll have a little pre-practice and compare the times. Oh, what am I doing, you big... Ah! That was so stupid. I just crashed right into the wall. What an idiot. Let's try the... Let's try and do a good lap this time then. That Porsche is going to stick with me down the straight now, though. Right, Right, let's try and get a better lap time. I don't know if I'll be able to beat that lap because I had a bit of a slipstream with it, but let's see. What are we now? We're 8.4 behind the leader. Let's see if we can gain on him for the next 3 laps or so. Oh, so he's on 11.1. What car is he in this time? Interested to know what car he's in. He's definitely in a slower car down the straight than what I'm in. He's losing time. So maybe this more grippy setting is helping the Lambo out because then it can carry more speed through these corners. Ah! Brake too early again. There's way more grip, even on traction there. You can feel like I couldn't put the power down like that before. There was no way that the car would react how it just did then. I just left it planted. I mean, the fact that we're now going way faster anyway, you can see the extra grip. Let's see what this lap's going to be. I mean, look at that. A 2 minutes 10.7. That's like 2 seconds quicker a lap than what we did before. I need to... I really wish I had time to play like a set of course and all that, but... The problem for me is that obviously my PC's not good enough to... I'll break later then, and yeah, we've held it. My PC's not really good enough to stream and play a set of course at good settings at the same time. To play it on its own, yeah, it can do it, but if I want to stream it, it struggles. Like you couldn't get away with that before in the other condition. All that, no way you're getting like speed like that through there. I'm just starting to get used to the extra grip. There's definitely way more grip here. Trying to push too hard now, that's the thing. I'm trying to explore what grip is available. Ah, I messed that up. So we've gained like 1.4 seconds since the set before, so yeah. The Ford still looks strong, but I just don't know what... I don't know. I think the Ford's going to be a better car from starting from the back of the grid. I feel like the rear tyres are wearing out a bit more than on the other wet setting as well. It's like there's more grip there, causing more friction. But the rear tyres are wearing a bit more. Interesting this. We'll do this. I'm going to go on free practice and see what the intermediates will handle like. My car livery is amazing in the dark weather. Let's go for it on this lap. Let's really push and see what we can get out of it. We might make a mistake, but I just want to see how aggressive you can be. Braked a little bit late there. Might be able to square the car off though. So even with the worn tyres, I might get a purple lap here. Yeah, went a little bit faster on that final lap, so 2 minutes 10.5. You can tell by the overall finishing pace, it's 20 seconds faster. So there's way more grip on this, so it might be worth trying the inters on this. Let's test this now. Let's see if the inters, because if it does come up tomorrow, this is the setting. The inters might, because the inters are available, so the inters might work as well. Be interesting to see. I really hope that this is the case, that they've done a setting that's like, there's advantages of the inters and advantages of the full wet. That'll be interesting to see. So we'll just have a little quick practice in free practice. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to do another race because I've not really got time to. I want to chill out for a bit. But let's try out with the intermediate tyres on now, briefly. Let's have a little go. Let's just see if these inters can cope with these conditions. It feels a bit sketchy, to be honest. Like, I feel like the front's washing a bit, but we'll see. And let's brake at the 150. Oh no, there's more grip on the inters, I think. Let's just see. There's more grip on the inters. I'm sure of it. But will the intermediates wear out more? That'll be the interesting thing. Yeah, look at this. They're hugging the lines way better. I'm not sure whether both tyres are... I don't know what's what. Some corners I feel like the inters are better, but then the others I feel like it's up in the air, really. Weird. Yeah, I mean, it looks clear, but it does look like there's clouds up, like... Can't really tell, really, whether it's... Let's just see. Let's do a lap on these inters and see what happens. It looks like the inters can compete with the full wets here, though. Yeah, I'll double check. Yeah, I struggled a bit there braking on the 150. I lost a bit of time on sector 1 though, so it's going to be hard to judge now. I'll just still try and get an idea. Obviously we got full fuel on at the moment as well though. Woo! Felt like there's more grip on that one. But not so much there, that's really weird. And this section feels a little bit trickier on the intermediates. I had good traction on the exit though. I don't think the brakes are good on the inters. It's the braking that you're not as good at. But then through the corners, I think maybe you're faster. So is it a case that... This is interesting. So I think on this, the brakes are better on the heavy wet, but your cornering's better on the intermediates. That'll be interesting, that. This will be Daily Race C, this, when it comes up. So we struggled at turn 1 because of braking, and that lap would have been a low 11. Let's just see, because I could brake beyond the 150 before. At this first corner, I could easily brake beyond that 150 with the heavy wets on. Let's see if I can brake. I'll brake dead on the 150 and see how well it slows down. It's actually okay that time, but I didn't brake as late as what I did before with the when I was doing the heavy wets. Let's just see how much faster this first sector will be. Didn't get a brilliant exit off the corner though. Also, them laps we just did were with the light fuel. The fuel was a lot lighter. That's 2 tenths faster, but these are the corners where it feels like there's more grip with the inters. Like, you can get on the throttle so early out of that corner. Hit the wall. Oops. Ah. I still think the heavy wet is the better tyre. Let's just double check these settings that I've got on here at the moment. No, it's still on real, so it's like that setting there is like a cross between setting where inters and full wets will work. Kind of makes me think eventually they're going to try and do some sort, maybe not this game, but maybe for the next game they may be, well, they're hoping to do a full dynamic setting that will have changeable conditions, because why else would they be implementing 3 different conditions where, like, it's like they've got the 3 stages of wet. So it'll be interesting. Daily races are on Kudos Prime. They're always there a day early, so just go on there and click on there and you'll get all the info you need. Bathurst is Daily Race B. I'm not going to bother with Bathurst today because it's going to be fairly straightforward, that one. Yeah, I don't think wear's a problem though, because I set my fastest lap on the last lap with a heavy wet. But if it was if for example the tyre multiplier was higher, then that might come into play. But I think for this race tomorrow, we don't know whether it's going to be the daytime, but I reckon it'll be the daytime wet now that I've seen that this setting's a bit weird. So I think it'll be the day setting tomorrow. And it'll be heavy. It's 100% heavy wet for the daytime, because if we switch it to the daytime, and you see the inters are they're not drivable in the daytime setting. They'll be drivable in the early morning setting, and the full wets will not be as quick. The inters will be better on the light rain setting. But the full heavy rain setting, you need to be driving the heavy wets. This setting looks like you can get away with both. Just interesting that that's the case. I find that makes me think that they're possibly like looking at like getting the transitions right between the dry and wet, and obviously intermediate and heavy wet. I really hope that's the case for the next game, that we have a proper dynamic weather system, dynamic time of day. How good would like endurance races be with like not knowing what the weather could do? Like F1 games where the weather is literally, it's fully dynamic. You know, you don't know whether it's going to rain. You go into the race, 5 hour race, it could be sunny, and then it starts clouding over, a bit of drizzle on the track, it inters for a bit, then it dries up again, and you're on inters. People stayed out and dries. It's so much, so good. I really hope they incorporate that into the next game. That's always been one thing I love on like racing, like the F1 games get really good, is the dynamic weather, the way it changes, and I always like that about the F1 games. This week's not too bad for this race is going to be fun, but I won't do it on my one. I think it's more the PS4, the base PS4, Brad, it can't handle the dynamic, because like Drive Club, to make the dynamic weather work, had to drop its frames per second down to 30. Now, they could have ran Drive Club at 60 frames per second, they said. Pretty much like, you know, on the PS4 Pro would have pissed it. But to have the dynamic weathering as well would have dropped it down. So I think it's more that the PS4's limited, really. So the next PS5, hopefully. This is why I say, for PS5, like, improve the graphics a bit. You know, sharpen them up, make them a bit clear. You know, make general improvements. Don't worry too much about visuals. Like, make them obviously a bit better looking, but go for features like dynamic weather, more physics involved. They're the features that I'd rather have, rather than going 100% visual. Have we done the Cowster joining Lazarus thing? No, I mean, he's been part of Lazarus for ages, though, I believe. As far as I know, he has, anyway. He's just not been signed up yet because he's not old enough, but as soon as he's old enough, I think he'll be signed up. Yeah, what I mean, CPU. So yeah, it's the base PS4. So hopefully, with PS5, we'll have a lot more features. I can't wait for the PS5. I'm gonna get that day one, and I really hope that the new Gran Turismo is like an early launch title. I don't think it'll be a launch title, but I hope it's out within a few months. But at least we know that this game will work on the new PS5. There'll be no... it's going to be fully backwards compatible, so that won't be an issue. So that means that the TGT will work as well. Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, Brad, the limiting factor in that was because the PS3 was totally different code. Like, it was... Nothing that they coded for PS3 would translate to PS4. So they had to start again, pretty much. And I think that set them back. So now that the PS4 and PS5 are going to be quite similar in terms of like architecture, that I would think that the games are going to be like easily upgraded. You know, like you could literally take a game like GT Sport and literally get that content into a new game very easily. It wouldn't take much work. And that's what I think they've been designing the game for, because apparently all the cars are okay to go up to 8K or something. So I think that's been the plan from the start. This game's been like to get the content there. What I hope they don't do is concentrate too much on road cars, though. Road cars bore me a bit. I want more race cars. I want like the old DTM cars. I want more touring cars. I want, you know, V8 supercars. Just more variety all the way through. DTM cars, modern DTM, more open wheel cars. So yeah, I think that the next game is going to be a lot bigger, a lot more of the original tracks in it, a lot more stuff in general, but it's going to be a way off yet. I would say that PS5 won't be until November 2020, so that'll be what? Probably looking at maybe a 2021, no, yeah, a 2021 release for GT, the new GT maybe, or even if it does come out a release, that'd be great if they do that. Be interesting to see. No, I don't want race mods. Like, to be honest, that's not what Gran Turismo is about. Like, I mean, I know it is in the past, but this has changed. Like, GT's changed direction, and the reason it's so popular now is because of the racing part of it. It's because of the competitive racing part. I think they've gone down the right direction now concentrating more on the online racing part rather than the boring single player that's literally pissed to beat AI. I'm not interested in that shit, me. I don't care about it. I know some people will. I don't care about racing against like AI that don't race you back. That's not entertainment for me. I know it's yeah, I know it's always been about changing stuff on the cars and all that, but for me, they've gone down the right direction with this now in terms of sport mode always being about default setup. It keeps it even, makes the racing fair. The competitive, like the matchmaking system, that's what they need to keep their concentration on, I think. Yeah, the old GT games, for me, single player were they're a bit like, I mean, I liked the GT3 and 4 because of the amount of variety in tracks, and that was on PS2. But like if this game can compete with iRacing if they just I think that's because of the new system of the online, and online racing is what keeps the game going. Like to keep a game engaged, like gamers engaged with a racing game, the online's got to be good, because look at other games that haven't got good onlines. Project Cars 2, I got bored of that straight away. Assetto Corsa is such a good game, amazing physics, but the online, it was just like a bit crap, to be honest. It didn't really keep me engaged in it. So I definitely think that I really hope that they can add more road cars. They can add these mods and stuff where people can put like alloys and do that shit, like exhaust and that, which I really couldn't give a shit about. They can do all that, but I hope they keep that totally separate to sport mode. You know, I don't want to be racing a Group 3 race where someone's done up a fucking Mini to be a Group 3. I don't want shit like that. I want it completely separate. I don't want no stupid cars against cars that you know, it's bad enough having a Golf VGT in Group 3, to be fair. But I don't want none of that. I want it to be separate. Like, maybe have a tuner section for, like, quick races that are not based on sport mode for people that want to do that. Yeah, go Need for Speeds for tuning and all that for me, personally. I want to see, like, real cars with real settings. Like real racing, like real Blancpain type racing, like strict settings to restrict the car, make it realistic as possible. That's what makes you feel like you're in a race, I think. Like Group 1, in my opinion, should be separated at the moment. We shouldn't be racing Group C cars with Group 1 cars and like concept cars in there. I don't like Group 1 for that reason. I like Group 1 when it's a track where all the LMP1s are strong, because it feels a lot more authentic to me then. But yeah, we'll see how they go. I'm going to end this lobby now. Anyway, I want to see this. I've not seen the Twix livery in game. He sent me a picture of it. I want to see it. I've got to find it in the game though. I presume that he who was it who sent me it? I'll have to I don't know what he would have set the let's see if he's tagged me in it, or like Key 25 or something. Oh. Yeah, you can adjust suspension. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You can just I mean like tuning parts, but I don't want that. If you want to be adjusting setups and all that shit, go play iRacing. Like, go and play Assetto Corsa. GT Sports, I like, and I think that if they unlock the tuning aspect for sport mode and FIA, you would see so many people just say, well, I'm not bothering with that, because then it's not driver skill. It's about what setup you've got. And I don't think that's what... The reason GT is so popular is because it's down to skill. No, you know, you're not going to get a setup that's going to gain you the win. It's just down to driver skill, and that is what gets you the win. The wins in races. It's nothing to do with setups, and I like that. That's why I don't really want to go back on iRacing, because for me to get back up to speed on that, it would mean I'd have to hammer the game, get back used to setups, create my own setups, because the bought setups, the only way you get a good setup is if you pay a lot of money. Like the £5 setups a month are shite. They're not going to give you good enough setups to win races. They're okay for like giving you a base setup, but that's about it. No, I disagree with you, Bug WX, because this game now is all about default setup. None of the racing in this game is about setups. Like there's only ever been 2 races, I think, in sport mode history in these where the tuning's been allowed, and that's why it's so popular. That's why we get viewers like 600 people watching the stream. That's why the World Tour is so popular, because the racing is 100% equal. There is no advantage to a setup. So I hope they keep it like that for sport mode. You've got public lobbies for that shit. If you want to do setup races, public lobbies are there. You can have tuning available. People want to do that, go and race in there. Sport mode should always be default setup. It should be literally a jump on, quickly do a few laps of the track, you're up to speed. Yeah, they need to fix the point system. Let's see if we can find this. You have the TGT wheel and you're thinking of Fanatec. I think the TGT wheel will definitely be better in terms of this part for GT Sport. But if you want to play other games as well, the Fanatec is probably the better wheel. Especially for the pedals. The pedals on this are a bit there. Like, they're not very good. Let's search Porsche because they only done it today actually. The TGT, the base TGT pedals that I've got in a box behind me here are pretty crap. I mean, there's an old setup there that broke, but they're crap. I've got T3PA Pros there. They're a bit better, but even them, they're not the best, to be honest. So let's have a little look here. Should be able to find it. It should come up on here somewhere straight away. Let's have a little look at the Twitch delivery. Where are you? He done two separate ones. He did like a look there. That is that it? Yeah, that's the one. Look at that shit. I'm gonna download this now. Let's just preview it. So this is the non-shiny one that he's done. So I'm gonna probably use this for some FIAs. I like the color scheme as well, to be fair. The gold with I think it looks quite good. Chocolate caramel cookie bars. Yeah, the T3PA are better than T3PA, yeah. Definitely. The pros are better than the base ones. Yeah, the T150 is a decent wheel rim. It's not a bad wheel rim at all. And also the T3PA base pedals, which are up there, won't gain you any time. Like, you're not going to gain time through the pros over the base ones. They're the same pedals basically. I just prefer the build quality on these pro pedals. I've got like the metal finish and that. It's just a bit better build quality. It's not really going to gain you that much time. But Fanatec pedals, 100% what single file. Yeah, the V3 Fanatec pedals shit all over the T3PA pedals, like in such a big way, because they're load cell. They're just better quality. Like, I have a lot of problems with pedals breaking for Thrustmaster, but I really hope Thrustmaster one day will say we've got some load cells. Here they are, £400. They're really good quality though. We haven't, we've not, we've gone all out with the quality for them. So you'll be happy. I'd pay that if they were good enough. Let's have a little. I want to see if the other one's on here as well. Actually, a Jaffa Cake delivery. Did I do that? I want to see if he did two. So I don't know if the other one's on here as well. Let's actually have a little look at his gallery. Might be on here. He's got a Fanta one. A Mars bar one. Look at the Mars bar one. Hey, that looks quite good to be fair. Do you reckon he likes chocolate? He might not have done the liqueur one yet, to be fair. I don't know if he said he had done it or he's done it in that one as well. Hey, they're quite good, to be fair. What else has he done? Trying to see what other ones he's done. That reminds me of like a I quite like that, to be fair. Trying to see if he's done any other chocolate bars. Twix one is definitely one of the better ones. I really like the Twix one. A bounty livery, a bounty. Yeah, that'd be quite good to be fair. Bounty one. Toblerone. Whisper. Do a Whisper, couldn't he? Galaxy. Cadbury's. Okay. What? Tetley's. Not chocolate. For all the cups of tea, you should do a Tetley one. Left Twix, alright. Let's see what this one is actually. So there's the road car, the F1. What's better out of the McGann Twix or the McGann Mars bar? I quite like the Mars bar one in that. Chocolate orange, yeah, Terry's orange. Did I add it? Yeah, I did it. Fanta, let's have a little look at this Fanta one. Is that what? Is that the Hyundai? It's Hyundai, isn't it? My PS4 sounds like it's gonna blow up here. I'm gonna have to buy myself a fan, I think, for like a vertical stand fan. Try and help my PS4 because it's overheating too much. What are these ones? Yeah. I think the chocolate bar ones are the best ones. You should stick to the chocolate. You should do more of the chocolate bar ones. You should just basically do all the different chocolate bars all the way through like on loads of different cars. I've got a fan on it now. I have a fan at the PS4, a little one, like aimed right at it down there next to it. But I'm gonna get a vertical stand as well with the fans built in because it's definitely struggling. Like Modern Warfare, it kept having to be turned. It just turned itself off all the time. Chocolate bar GP, yeah. We should have forced everyone has to run a chocolate bar livery. I haven't gone. How many has he done? Let's just go all the. Is that his first ever one down there? That one. I like that, to be fair. That's quite nice. What car is that on? Is that on the Peugeot? Yeah. Don't really drive the Peugeot though, so. Yeah, I think he needs to get more variety on the chocolate bar. So, like, the Mars bar one and the Twix ones are the best ones out of all his liveries. I think he needs to just, like, concentrate on his chocolate ones. So, Whisper, Cadbury's, is it Cadbury's Caramel ones? All these different ones. Terry's Chocolate Orange. Should just concentrate on them. They're definitely the best one. I really like that one though. I'm going to use that for some of the FIA races. I'll still use my other one as well, but I think for the odd one, I'm going to use that. Pepsi, yeah. Coca-Cola. There is a Coca-Cola one though, isn't there, on the Porsche? I've seen that. I've seen the Porsche Coca-Cola one. It's quite good, to be fair. I'll see if I can find that now. Let's have a little look. I think it's on. It was last time I seen it was on like one of these trendings or cool selections or something. There was definitely a Coca-Cola Porsche one. I should get that really. My logo would actually look quite good on the Coca-Cola one. It'd have to be like zero sugar though one. Hate that shit though. Cream egg. That'd be a good livery. What's that? Might be better going to the most popular because I think it was right up there on the most popular. Oh, there's the Coca-Cola Nissan one. The Porsche one looks better than that, though, to be fair. I like that one, though. What car's that? That's a Peugeot, though. So I don't drive the Peugeot. Yeah, that's what I've seen it on here. The IMSA, seen it on here. Is that it? Down, I'm having that. I'll preview that. Oh. Jack Daniels and Coke livery, that'd work. My favourite. If I drink, that's what I'd drink. That one is lame. I like that, to be fair. It looks decent. It's clean, that's what I like. What's the other one? Is there another one on here like that? Yeah, but it's finding them, that's the problem, because it's better to find them on the PC, isn't it, than on the PS4. It's quite a pain in the arse to actually find them on here. Yeah, but if you go on search, the problem with PS4 search is crap. Like, you're there all day trying to find them because you have to go to old one all the time. Trending. Let's have a look on trending. How does that one always end? I don't get that. How does it always get in there? Like, what the hell? How does that always happen? I don't get it. It baffles me, that one. That one. Race A, what was it? I think someone said it before. I can't remember. Can't remember what Race A is. I feel like it's something crap. Oh no. Well, it's an M300 at Sardegna C, I believe. I think that's what. There's an R8 one, but even there. What new cars did we have that were M300? Because it might be one of them in there. It'll be a car provided. So is the Ferrari M300 by any chance? So go to, yeah. Go to this. Go to Germany, manufacturer, Porsche. That was the right one. Can you put spaces in this? Would it be a replica? Would it class as a replica? If I put replica down as well, should that help? Yeah, but it'll be a car provided though for race A, so there'll be no See. Either it Coke is in normal, we spell Coke. Yeah. Oh, I hate the way you have to do that every time. This is the only thing about this thing I don't like. That you have to always... Let's have a look. Got that one. They even the Coca-Cola ones. That one's a bit darker on the red. They even... Eh. Are there any older ones than them? I think I prefer the one that I did before. It might not be accurate, but I think it looks better. I prefer the one that I did before, the one that was more popular. Yeah, they're all the same though, pretty much. I mean, because someone does it and then everyone just tries to copy it, and they're just the same, aren't they? I mean, the first one when I did the search one on here. That one. That was the first one. I prefer the other one. I hate the way you... That one. Was it that one you mean? I prefer the other one I got before though to that. I know it's not. I know it doesn't. It might not be exactly how it should be, but the other one before looked better in my view. I feel like the one I felt. I prefer the one that I did before. Pepsi. That could be quite interesting. That. I wonder if someone's done a Pepsi one in that actually. None. There is some on there, but they're not on some here. The old Pepsi. Pepsi isn't like that anymore. Pepsi's just blue. That's the old Pepsi can. Someone should just do the all blue one. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look. This looks alright, to be fair. Hey, that's quite... I like that, to be fair. That looks pretty decent. I'll give that one. I think I'll download that, to be fair. I like that. Add. That'll do. Got some liveries for my car there. Someone needs to add them with my. I wish I could put my. Last time we tried to put my logo onto this game, it didn't work properly. Someone got like a warning. They got like a 24-hour ban for some reason for putting my logo onto the game, which I have no understanding of why, because no one owns the logo that I've got. Right, I'm gonna end the stream there anyway. Otherwise, we'll be here all night going through liveries. Tomorrow we'll be doing the FIA races, and we'll be starting from the back of the grid. I've got a video basically done for the SFR race. I need to just commentate on it tomorrow, and then add that to obviously upload it. But I'll get that uploaded before I actually do the daily races, because I won't be streaming till about, probably going to be like, the first race will probably be the 8 o'clock one, because I've got to get the kids to sleep. Oh, actually, you finish at 7:30, don't you? Oh, that's okay though. I can stream earlier. Can I do that earlier? I'll get them pretty ready. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. We can stream a bit earlier actually, because he's only in work till 7:30. So as long I'll just get them fed, ready for bed, literally read the books, and then Mrs. can put them to bed. So yeah, I might try and get on for like this, either the 7 or the 7:30 race. See how the timing is. So I'll be on a bit earlier then, actually. You want to buy a Playseat Revolution? Is it good? This is a Revolution, I think. And do you want, like, the question is, do you want to be able to do heel and toe and stuff like that? If you want to be able to do heel and toe and using the clutch, then I don't recommend the Revolution. You want one that's got the you really want to buy one that's got like it doesn't have the bar in the middle. But the only one I know that doesn't have the bar in the middle is a Sensation Pro. That's over £1,000. That's a lot of money. That's a decent one. And also you've got like SimLabs rigs that are really good and very strong. I would say if you want a really strong rig that's going to last you and be able to add stuff to, I'd go with SimLabs. Although Playseat Sensation is also very good, but it's very expensive. They're the ones that I'd probably say are better quality. I know GT Omega do some, but they're not as good quality as SimLabs. For like build quality and the strength, I would say for how much you'll pay for a SimLabs one, I'd go for SimLabs over GT Omega personally. It's a similar thing with Next Level. Next Level are okay, but then I would say that the SimLabs will be stronger and a lot more. Might be a little harder to put together, but I would say the SimLabs rigs will be like the one Super GT. If you want to see it, it's the one Super GT uses. If you don't use a clutch, Gilbeast, and what wheel have you got? If it's just a pretty weak wheel, like the thing you'll notice with my wheel. Let me see if I can show you on the camera. Like you'll see. Let me show you. Look how loose the bar. It's not the most sturdy. So like it moves about a lot. You can see it like there. It's got, so when you thought it does move about a fair bit. It's not the most strong wheelbase, if I'm honest. It does have a lot of movement in the wheel, and also the pedals with the T3PA Pro pedals. Let me see. I don't think I can put. I should really get a bigger camera. But if you watch this flexing in this, you'll see that there's a lot of flexing, because the way I have to do the pedals with the bar, I have to move the pedals so that, because I'm left foot braking, I have to do it so that it's positioned over, if you're with me, so that if I had them right in the middle, the bar would get in the way of my knee because of left foot braking. So you have to put it over a bit, and that causes the bar to be a bit, see the braking, it's a bit flexible on the braking, so it's not the best design for the pedals I use either, really. But it's up to you. If you're just not worried about, not a bad wheelbase, if it'll do you 100% the Playseat Revolution. It'll definitely see you through if you're not bothered about having the bar there and all that. But there probably are stronger alternatives. Yeah, I do need a new rig, but next year we'll probably sort that out. Unless like I don't want to go with GT Omega, if I'm honest. I want to, if I get a rig, this is why I didn't want to partner with them, because they're not bad rigs, but they're not SimLabs quality. Or the only other one that I'd go with other than SimLabs would be the Sensation Pro, the Playseat Sensation Pro, because it's the build quality is really high, and it literally is the perfect rig for what I would want. But it's just I can't afford 13, like the price of it. I think it's like £1,300, like £1,100. I'm not paying that for I can't afford to pay that. It'd have to be a SimLabs rig, which I think you get a SimLabs rig. I think if you don't get everything on it, I wouldn't need everything yet. I just need the base, and I think I could get that for probably under 500. So I'll probably do that next year at some point. That's what I'll probably upgrade to. But it's space. That's the problem with where we live at the moment. You look at the gap that I've got here. Like, I mean, you can see better on the camera. You can see this gap here is not very wide. But once I move property, hopefully next year, we're gonna move, and we're gonna have I'm gonna have a room dedicated to the stream. So it'll be like proper setup, proper room, more space, more options for doing stuff, just better in general. Then yeah, I would probably get a SimLabs rig. But that's why I'm waiting, because I want to see what space I've got, and then I'll decide on what one we get. But I will upgrade from this rig eventually. This one's starting to, like, the chair's got loads of like the leather on it's falling to bits on this chair at the moment, so it is getting a bit worn, but it does the job for now. The Dream S, it's about €280. Yeah, it's just how strong will that be compared to the SimLabs? I would rather pay, like, I would rather pay an extra 100, 200 quid for something that's going to last me and have more options to add-ons, because SimLabs, you can buy what you need, and then you can buy another part, and you can keep adding to it. So you can get like the keyboard stand, the monitor stand if you want. You can get all the extra bits to it as and when you want it. But now this will do me. This will keep me going through till next year, and then next year hopefully we'll have a big update with the stream setup. I'll be hopefully sorting out, like, when I'm streaming as well, like I'm gonna probably sort this, like, the what do you call it? The overlay out sorted on my stream. I want to get this sorted soon though. Like the borders around the cameras, I want to change all that and put my logo there as well. Just getting it a little bit more professional looking. It's a little bit basic at the moment, but I don't want to go too jazzy. I don't want none of this, like, when you see some people with like the blue borders all the way around their stream and loads of bad shit on it. I'm not into that. I want to keep it fairly simple, but just a bit more professional looking. So hopefully get that sorted soon. Yeah. I'm going to end the stream now anyway, because it's now 11:15. I've been chatting shit for ages, so I'm going to end it there. I will see you all tomorrow. We'll do the starting from last in Daily Race C. Might do the odd Daily Race B. I might set a lap and do that. I'll see how I feel on the day, if I've got time to set a lap time on it. Maybe with a non-OP car, or I'll try a different car to what everyone else is using, maybe. Try and set a lap with it. So I'll see you all then tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoy your night. Please click the like button if you enjoyed it. I do appreciate it for everyone that clicks that like button. I will see you all tomorrow for a Daily Race stream, starting from the back of the grid in the wet. Should be chaos, probably a lot of swear words. So that should be good fun. I'll see you all tomorrow. Night, everyone.